So we're going to do a video on Champagne Fair. So this is actually the last day. Comes around every 2 weeks. I think it's really worthwhile event because, again, if you're free to play, low spender, particularly as you progress through the seasons and you fully develop different heroes, it's a really useful way of getting some items, which we'll talk about in a second, which are expensive or difficult to get otherwise in the game. So let's go through this. So I've already redeemed a lot. You can see in the kind of the top left there, we've got 20,000 tokens. I've also redeemed a number of those already. So we'll go through and quickly just kind of show you how this works. So as you can see here, I've got additional shards of heroes that I can use, which I can redeem for different amounts. So we'll just quickly go through this and redeem all of these. And again, as you can see, the blue level heroes are worth less than obviously the purple level, who again, they themselves are worth less than Jable or the kind of mythic level. So I'm not going to do all of those now because that'd be a bit boring for you, but it gives you an understanding of the different heroes. Now, one of the most important ones to max is Diana. So Diana obviously can get through different events. We can also use the wolf claws throughout to get further shards of her. So again, depending on where you are in the game, the quicker you can max her out, the better. One is it reduces stamina use when you're doing terror rallies and beast hunting, etc. So a really useful hero in that perspective, but also one that you should be able to, between what activity you're doing and that in your alliance, get the full 500 that you need to every time that Champagne Fair comes around. So if you're getting that, it's 500 10 a pop, so you're getting 5,000 tokens just from her every time. So if we go to the kind of the redemptions, what we can use for that. So I've redeemed the full amount of season 3, so current season widgets, and also season 1, which has enabled me to basically, I'll now have max widgets for both Amadeus and Petra. Season 2, I haven't redeemed these on because I don't really have, I've already maxed Marlin, and Zoe and Hilda are already kind of 5 and 6, and I don't ever really want to kind of level them up further. So I'm currently thinking about whether I go for the Mithril, because obviously again it's difficult to get. It's a lot to just for one for 20,000, but again, Mithril, if you're buying it on its own, one is $4.99, so it's probably worth it. The other thing is actually these promotion medallions, because again, you need so many of those to up the pets at the higher levels. I think it's useful, but again, I've already maxed out the Arsenal Vision, the charm designs, because actually from a value perspective, they're pretty good. So where I'm at is probably going to get the Mithril, but if not, I'll probably max out Forge Hammers, the medallions, and a combination of other things. But really, realistically, thinking about it, it'll probably end up being Mithril and one medallion that I'll get. Anyway, hopefully that's useful. If you've got any questions, any thoughts, but I'll give you a decent overview of Champagne Fair. Again, I'll probably do a separate video just on widgets and different ways to kind of get them, because they are one of the most difficult, but also most impactful things to have, albeit they do have a life cycle, i.e. they're attached to the individual heroes. So I think that's going to be a useful one to go through to give people an understanding and what's the levels we should be aiming for, etc. But please do subscribe. Any questions, comment below. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.